time to make a PV.
It is.
Promotional videos. You know what they're for?
Promotion.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
It is a moving picture that is used to promote.
It is.
Promotional considerations paid for by the following. That would be a promotional video that would air after that. The more you know.
Time Life presents.
Oh, man. It's a good goof. Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Jared Now Watched Love Live Sunshine. You know how hard it is to actually remember to say that, not the other series? I really got ingrained to saying the other one.
Which one are you that we talk about? Sailor Moon or
Sailor Moon.
Checkup OVA?
Sailor Moon. Because it's like saying Jared Now Watch. It's like, oh, Sailor and Crystal. That's over.
Yep. No, Love Live Sunshine.
Love Live Sunshine.
We should do Jared and Al watch Time Life Presents.
Oh my god. The only bad thing about that is there aren't any good. This is gonna sound real dumb. There's no good rips of those promotions up on YouTube or anything.
Right. They're all terrible quality, and I'm sure that they don't have DVDs of the commercials you can buy.
I know, it's such a shame.
Tragedy.
Let me buy this advertisement.
I'd spend money on that.
I mean, who wouldn't? Well, probably a lot of people besides us.
Probably a lot of people.
But we're the weirdos.
Anyway, that's Jared the weirdo.
And then that's Ann Ladium, the other weirdo.
Yay, we're weirdos.
And we're here to talk to you about episode number 6 here on episode 6, entitled Let's Make a PV, which is what we're going to do. We're here to make a PV. They are here to make a PV, not us. So, hey, you remember the end of last week's episode?
Where we were going to make a PV?
No, the other thing.
The email?
The email.
Yes.
Emails.
Oh, man. Anytime anybody says emails, I just cry a little bit inside.
Your eyes just want to roll back into into your skull.
Yeah, pretty much.
I also like to think of wrestling in that instance, because there was a moment in time when, so there's a thing called authority figures in wrestling. They're the fake people in charge. On the TV, they're the people in charge. That's their character.
They're the grandpas of wrestling.
Sure. But one of the names they have for some authority figures is called the general manager, and they'll be in charge of one show. At one point in time, there was an anonymous general manager who communicated through a laptop.
Oh my god!
And every time they would come, a notification would come in, it would be the default iPhone message noise, the doo 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 doo. And one of the commentators would have to go up and be like, "Yes, hello, I have just received an email from the anonymous general manager," and read it out verbatim. What
a plot line.
There was literally a fancy podium with the show's logo and general manager and just a laptop on it. They're during that run, at all the shows.
Oh my god.
It was real dumb. Moral of the story, wrestling's dumb.
I mean, yeah.
But anyways, let's talk about idols.
I mean, there's pageantry to wrestling and pageantry to idolry.
I mean, I could talk about that one episode of Tiger Mask W where they had wrestling idols and they were bad guys because they're oh, wrestling fans, you guys suck.
Oh my god.
It's real good. Anyways, Love Live, that's what we're here to talk about.
PV, emails.
Emails, that's what we were going to discuss. So, last episode, we got the tease of oh, the email. What is it? What is the email? And we begin this week's episode with, what's the email? And we learn that Urana Hoshi Girls Academy is going to be shut down. Because
merged.
And they're going to merge into another school in Numazu because the amount of enrollment has been declining and the applicants have not been coming in to help put people in the school. So the decision is kind of been made, but kind of not. It's in the process of being made that they're going to shut down the school and merge it with another school. And Daya and Mari are having a disagreement about it because Daya is basically like, well, why did you even come back if you knew this was going to happen? And Mari's like, well, that's why I've got the school idol club together, because that could be a way that we could save this. Which, I believe we talked about this in one of the earlier episodes. That was pretty much the plot point of the original series.
I even asked you during this because you had mentioned before that this was like they would have recurring things. I'm like, did this happen in the original? Yeah. Okay. Just checking.
The big thing about the original series was that the school was getting shut down, and that the idol group came in, got real popular, and got popular enough to save the school.
Time to save the school.
Yes. Which, I mean, is still popular enough today that, you know, like Rico was from that school, so like obviously they're not really hurting for applicants. Which, it seems weird that like a school in Tokyo would be like real
hurting for applicants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems real strange, but yeah.
This one makes more sense because it's like really, really rural.
Yeah, it's out in the boonies, and you know it takes a while to even get to like a bigger city, so it's that type of thing. So it makes sense that like this is a problem that they're having, which, like, you know, like I said, like this is a similar plot point to the original, but let's just say it is not going to play out in the same exact ways that the original did.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
I don't know what that means, so I guess I'll find out.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be the same. That's the thing. It's like they're not just rehashing and copy and pasting another plot point into this, essentially, I think is the main point. But yeah, like they have that disagreement, and then that's the thing. So we go to the Idol Club, and Chica's like, we're going to get shut down. Woo! He's like, what are you doing? And essentially, this is a big point, I think, for Chica, to where like it shows like, oh, a lot of the things that she's doing as like the leader of this group is just basically looking at what Muse did, the other group from the first series, and just trying to like mimic them.
Yep.
And she's not really doing anything like super original or anything like that, but she sees their blueprint to success, the roadmap to success, whatever you want to call it, and is like, well, if they did this, well, we could do the same thing. And it'll probably work out, right? And as we're gonna go along with these next couple of episodes, that's gonna be put to the test, really. But they also decide, hey, you know, we still need to get we need to get more popular. We need to boost up and climb the rankings. What if we make a PV? What if we make a promotional video? And the idea is to, you know, we're gonna do this video to try and save the school by, you know, hey, look at our town, look at all the things we do here. You know, maybe this will help bring in more people to want to apply for the school, so that way if push comes to shove, you know, we won't have to shut down, we won't have to merge with another school and all that sort of stuff. So
their first cut of the PV is hilarious. They're like, there's nothing here. We have oranges or mandarins.
Look at Mount Fuji. Look at the ocean. Oranges. We don't have anything else.
Yeah, Chica's basically like, there's nothing here.
So like they try and go to the others, and like the others don't have anything good. Yoshiko's like, and here you will see, my little demons, this mound of dirt.
That was really funny.
So basically, their whole idea of like, oh, we need to show how cool our town is failing, because they're not coming to like a good idea of what makes this town good, and that's the problem they're coming with.
Which, I mean, as someone who grew up in a small town, like it's
Right.
easy to do that because all you think about is like going somewhere else.
Right, like
So you don't think about the positives of where you are.
yeah, exactly. If you grow up in like a smaller town, like a lot of it is like, oh, I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. And a lot of the discourse is like, oh man, there's nothing to do here. If I want to go do something, I have to go elsewhere. It's a lot of negative, reoccurring thoughts that like will permeate throughout, you know, your ideas of what your town is. And it's not necessarily like super negative here, but it's got that same kind of feeling of like, oh, well, there's nothing to do here, so how do we show off and make this, you know, marketable to other people when we ourselves are struggling to figure out what exactly makes this town good or cool or whatever.
It reminds me how when I went home for my grandma's funeral, I went and ate food with a friend, and they were like, well, what do we do now?
Yeah.
And we ended up driving around for 30 minutes. We went and like looked at the park and we went and looked at our old houses and then we're like, now what? So, I relate,
Yeah.
but the PV sucks. But it's hilarious because of dirt.
They're very much struggling. So they go to the cafe and trying to flesh out some more ideas, but basically they run out of time because like the last bus is coming. They're like, oh god, we gotta leave, and also Rico gets scared of a tiny pup.
Dude, it doesn't look like a dog.
You were like, that's a cat.
It is a cat. The ears look like cat ears.
It's a dog with cat ears.
Like the only reason that I knew that it was a dog was because it was wolfing, but like it was a cat. It was totally a cat. I think it was supposed to be like a puppy Shiba,
Yeah, that makes sense.
but it looked like a cat.
So like
She's
Chica the entire time just holding this dog, and Rico's like in another room,
She's sitting in the bathroom.
and they're just like trying to chit chat about like what makes their town remarkable and all that. Meanwhile, it's time to start. Hashtag third year drama.
Oh boy.
So Kanan pays a visit to Mari, and she's like, "Yo, is the rumors about the school shutting down true?" And Mari's like, "Yeah, that is the word going around." And she also has like a form, like a like readmission form for Kanan. Like, hey, you should. This is the time for you to come back. We need to fight for the school. We need to make sure that the school doesn't shut down. We need to make sure that everyone has a place here. And that's Mari's main goal, is like try and get everyone together to fight for the school. And basically Kanan's like, I don't know about this.
Which Mari, like, whenever she's in her like after school casual outfits, looks like she's going to a wedding.
Or like, I got a white summer dress.
But it's long. It looks like a wedding dress. It looks like.
That's what happens when you're rich. You just wear like fancy dresses all the time.
Yeah, I guess so.
So the girls show the PV that they've currently made to Mari, and Mari falls asleep during it and is basically like, yo, this is and they get in an argument because Chica's like, but we're trying our best. Like, what do you mean this is bad? And Mari's like, this is your best? If this is your best, like, you should just like stop. Like, if this is what your best is, you guys are trash. This is terrible. You are clearly not trying your best. You don't understand what makes this town good. And he's like, well, should I just completely just come out and tell you this? And then like cuts to them at the entrance, and someone's like, well, why didn't you let her tell you? And Chica's like, well, it would just be the easy way out. Like, we have to figure this out on our own. And
which is commendable.
Yeah. As they are leaving, Chica walks by the gymnasium, the auditorium, whatever you want to call it, and she spots Daya on the stage, like doing some dance moves and flinging dust off her papers or whatever was happening there.
There's so much dust.
And basically, Chica is like enamored with like what Daya's doing and very surprised as well. And Chica's like, "Well, hey, that was real good. Why
you wanna join our idol group?" Ruby's like, "Nope.
Don't do it. Nope.
Abort mission.
Nope." And then this is the first time we get the flashback to see that the third years at one point were a group together.
Which I was not expecting.
Yep. Which now, if you piece all that together, obviously we don't know what happened to the third year's group. We know something bad happened.
Right.
And we learned about that a little bit later in the episodes. But it is beginning to make a little bit more sense of why Daya is so adamant about like them not wanting to have another school idol group, because something bad happened to them, to her experience, and she essentially doesn't want that to happen to anyone else.
Yeah.
But also is doing this in like the most extreme way of being like, I have to make sure no one goes through this again, because, whatever bad thing happened to me, I can't let someone else go through that same experience.
Which, I mean, like, is misguided, but you can understand, like, where she's coming from.
Right. And considering, as the episodes go on, we'll learn more about, like, what the rift is between all the third years. Like, there's a reason why there's such animosity there, such, like, tension built up there, that everyone has different feelings of like what happened in that situation, then it makes sense that like she's going to this extreme because the third years have never had like this, they never came back together and like had a discussion of like, okay, what happened, and was that experience like memorable or was like it worthwhile or anything like that. But eventually we will get that discussion, but it's still a little bit of ways away. But yeah.
Until then, we're still in drama land.
We're still in hashtag third year drama land. Anyways, they go back to Chica's room and they talk about how like, oh, we got to get up early because this is the first day of beach season and we're doing this thing. So we have to get up early. Rico goes out and's like, you guys do this every year? You guys go and like clean the beach first day of beach season? And everyone's like, yeah, that's the thing we do. And then like you basically start seeing the wheels turn, like a light bulb goes off in Chica's head. He's like, oh, this is our town. This is how we market it. Like, this is us. Like, we have like a great community together. Everyone like pitches in and helps each other. That's the thing we should market. And then we get a video.
Mm-hmm. A PV.
We get a PV, and we see them like working on these like sun lanterns or like light lanterns or whatever. And we get a new song. Everyone gets cool dresses. They get merged with like hair and color and all that stuff.
Yeah, the two like darker redheads are in the same color. So that's Rico and Ruby. And then Yo and Chica have like the same length basically, so they're grouped together with color. And then the other two,
Hanamaru and Yoshiko.
Yeah, Gundam Tanaka and Zura. They have the same length hair, so they got grouped together.
They did.
I don't know if it was intentional, but
I mean, you pointed out immediately.
It's because I noticed it. I was like, okay. Did they mean to do that, or did they just like arbitrarily pick colors, or how did this work?
So we get our first new song in like a couple of episodes where the new 6-person version of Aqua performs Yume de Yozora o Terashitai. And that's how we end our episode, with that fancy video and lanterns flying in the sky from the beach, and they're performing on the rooftop.
And at one point the lanterns say Aqua, but in the weird version that they spell it like
Aquours.
Akars.
Akars. So yeah.
Aquars.
So that's how we end our episode. And
things are looking okay.
Things are looking okay. Which, oh boy.
Oh boy.
You know, the pessimistic lifestyle that I sometimes lead makes me always think like, man, things are going good. When is it going to turn bad? And these next couple of episodes are going to be, it's a real reality check for them.
It is, which they need.
They really do need. And we're coming up quite honestly like on probably one of the best episodes of the season thus far. So that's always a good thing. But next time we're gonna take a little trip. We're gonna
to a little place called Tokyo.
The other Tokyo?
The other Tokyo?
You mean the capital of Japan?
Wow.
So yeah, we're gonna take a trip to Tokyo next time. That's episode 7 because they spell it in all caps. Tokyo.
Tokyo.
So that's what we'll be doing. But hey, if you would like more from us, go to
Tokyo.
You don't have to go to Tokyo. You could, and you could still go to our website, but you don't necessarily have to go to Tokyo. But if you'd like to, go to seasonlanguagecheckup.com or sac.cool for past episodes of this podcast. And you can find other podcasts as well, such as Season Language Checkup and Season Language Checkup OVA. And you can find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Ann Ladium, go to annladium.com. She has columns and reviews as well. And you can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/anime checkup. So next time it is episode number 7, both for the series and for this podcast. Let's go to Tokyo.
Tokyo!